Good morning, myself Vandana Sharma, Assistant Professor CDOE, Jaipur National University, welcomes you all in the BCA Semester 2 HTML programming. This is the second session for forms. In the previous session of forms, we have discussed the some attributes and some controls of the forms. How can you create the forms and multiple attributes? Now in this session, we will revise some of the controls, comparative studies about them, and we will discuss the further more controls. How can you create the forms? What are the forms? Basically, forms are the interactive layout to get the information from the user. Forms accept the information from the user in the interactive ways. Different controls are there. Information will be accepted and then furtherly it will be redirected to a particular website, and it will at the back end it will be saved in the database for the further processing and uses. So let's continue now. In this session we will be focusing on the forms in the HTML, how to create the forms, what are the uses, and what are the different controls of the form to give the information in the different ways. There are many ways. Now basically in this session we are focusing about date and time controls. So what are the forms? Form attributes provide different functionalities such as redirection to another web pages, auto completion of the text, specifying data validation rule, controlling the behavior of form submissions. Then what are the form controls? We have multiple types of controls are there. The controls are basically interaction with the user to the forms, giving the information. Like when you go to a particular university, an organization, in offices, in hobby classes, everywhere we get the admission form. You get admission form and you fill your information in such a way, your name, addresses, email ID, what are the hobbies are there, and so many other things are there, your date of birth, timing is there. So for different kind of informations, we have different controls. According to the requirement of the information, we get the multiple controls there. So the form elements create controls for the user interaction with the web pages. These elements are also termed as form controls. The form elements enables user to enter information for the server side processing. The nature of interaction with the server can vary depending on the type of control. Which type of control we are using, like radio buttons are there, text boxes are there, and in the text boxes we have three multiple types of text boxes depending on the data we are entering. We are giving single line data, we are giving multiple lines, or we are giving the password kind of data. So they are the hidden controls also. For example, radio buttons are typically used to accept gender information, like check boxes are used for when we have multiple options there. And if we need to select one from the given choices, then you will use radio button. So it depends on the requirements. We used several common form controls in the previous discussions. Now we will divide into the more detailed explanation about these elements. These are the controls which we have discussed in some of the controls we have discussed in the previous class. Now we will discuss in detail about them. So text boxes, check boxes. Check boxes are these type of square boxes where multiple options can be selected from the given. Radio buttons are the toggle buttons. If there are three radio buttons, when you will click on the particular one, the another one will be deselected if you have already selected it. So what does it mean? You can choose only one out of the given boxes. Then we have select boxes are there, drop down list boxes where the drop down list will be displayed. It is the another way of giving the information. Then we have button controls where you can create OK, submit, reset. These type of buttons can be created. Hidden controls are there which cannot be shown on the screen there. Date and time control. In the date and time control, we have different patterns. Like date can be given in the different formats, and in the time also you can give the different time formats are there. We will discuss about them. Week control, time control, number, range, email, URL. All these are the different controls we will discuss in detail in this session only. Now we have single line text control input, and then we have password input control, and the third one is the multi-line input control. We will compare between them, what is the difference between these type of controls and what are the specific areas, what are the requirements when you need to select them. So how you will judge ki which one is to be selected from this. So for this we will discuss. Single line is the single line character box. It is like this way. Single line will be displayed where user can write their like this. Okay. And then we have password control. Password control is also a single line input box, but it masks the characters. Whatever you will type, as soon as the user enters the data in this, they are created as the hidden. Your characters will not be visible to the, this is the property of the password control, that your controls, your characters will not be displayed on the screen. Then the third one is the multiple line text input control. The multiple line text input control is used when the user is required to give detail that may longer than a single sentence. Multiple line controls are created in the, they are known as the text areas. What are the text areas? When you need to write more than one line, then we should choose multiple line text input control. They are basically used when you need to give the feedback about some particular specific area, you need to fill the remarks for a student. Everywhere, whenever you need to write more than one sentence, you can use the text area tag. How can you define the text area? In text area, you have to mention the rows and columns. Rows are the multiple rows. It defines the height of the box, and the columns are the defines the width of the box. So height and width can be given with the help of the two attributes of text area control, rows and columns. This is the tag and these are its attributes. And the another control is name, which shows the caption. Whatever will be shown on the screen, it is the description there. What heading will be there, by which user will come to know what they have to mention. Now, how can you define the text box, text area and password control? So, for the text box, simply you have to define type text and then the caption with the name attribute. In this password input type text, again the type is the text, but the name will be user ID and its type will be password. In the type attribute, we have to mention the password. Now, this is the comparison between three boxes, three text boxes there, three text controls. How can you differentiate between them? See, this is the first is the text box where single line input will be provided and user can write only one single line on the screen at a time. This is the password control where first one user ID is the text box and second one password is the kind of password control where you have to mention it with the type attribute. So Priya is shown on the screen because its type is text. But the password, whatever I have written as a password will be not shown on the screen because type we have mentioned is password. So type attribute shows what kind of tag and what kind of control it is. What is the basically property of the particular control. And the third one is the description. You need to write the description about a particular one. Then you can take the text area. This is the width and the height. We have defined the columns and rows there, and you can write the description here. And description is the caption. These headings are known as caption. They can be given with the name attribute. See, the name attribute, first name, last name, user ID and the password. So, here we have first name, last name, user ID, password. So, these headings comes in the caption with the name attribute, and the properties will show with the type attribute. So, in this way you can use these three types of text input control as per the requirement of the data you need to enter. Now we have date and time control. Now if you need to write the date and time, then in HTML, date and time control represents date and time, year, month, day, hours, minutes, seconds and fractions of seconds also together encoded. So these are the different formats. It depends on the format which we have specify. In that particular format, user can give the date and time. Date and time can be given together, and we have separate controls also for date and time. So how to define this date and time? You have to write input type date time. Here we have written date and time both. So date and time both can be given. You can use it separately, and the name is the new input. So new input will be their heading. Now what you have to do, one button we have created, submit button is there. So what will be the output? See, date and time, here user can input the date and time, and then we have to submit it. By clicking on the submitted button, your data will be redirected to a particular website which is given there. Now we have a separate control, date control. If you need to specify only the date somewhere, then you can take only date. Suppose in the punching time you need to mention like date and time, on which date and at what time you entered in a specific particular area, then date and time both are required. But if you need to mention somewhere we required only date, time is not mandatory, time is not actually required. So in that cases we can use date control only. So we have both the options. You can use date and time, and you can use only the time. Now how can we do this coding? Form. First of all, everything will be done in the form control. Then we have to mention the action. Action is the name of the site to which your data will be redirected by clicking on this submit button. Then we have method get. Get is the by default method. By default method is the get, through which your data will be accepted by the user. Then we have input. Input is the tag basically which is used to accept data from the user. So input tag we have started. Now the type attribute. In the type attribute we have to specify what type of control it is. Then in the name we will give the captions. Then in the second line again we will divide the submit button. This is for this particular button and this is for this. This is the code for this and this is the code for this. So now you will understand, it is clear. Now for the submit button we will specify type attribute, submit, and then value is submit. So heading is also submit and the value is also submit. You will click on this button, your data will be redirected to this particular site which we have mentioned in the action attribute. This is the basically purpose for the accepting the data from the user. If we are accepting the data from the user and we are not storing it somewhere at the back end in the database, then there will be no use for accepting the data. So this will be redirected to this particular website. So this is the date control. Now we have time control. Time control is again specifically somewhere we need to mention the time. If only time is required, then you can write the time, and in this time is given. Hours hai, minutes are there, and then we have AM and PM that you will mention there. So this is the format there. Now see, this code is for this time and this code is for this submit button. Now let's see, attribute is type and the heading is new input. New input we are taking from the user, and the time is the type of the control. This type attribute defines the property and actual behavior of this particular control. If here with the type attribute you are writing radio buttons, then radio buttons will be displayed, check boxes will be displayed. If we are writing date and time, then date and time control will be displayed. So basically this type attribute defines the property and what type of control you need to show on your website. Okay, so this is the type attribute which shows the property and behavior of a particular control. Then we have button, submit button is there. So in this way, this is the output for the time. In the time specifically, again I am repeating, minutes are there, hours are there, and there is a space for AM and PM also, which we have to specify clearly. So this is the time control. Then we have month control. If we have to specify the month control used to display a date consisting of only a year, a month, and coded according to the ISO. This is the format of the date and time. It is the calendar which we are using. According to this calendar, you have to mention the year and month. Here you will write the year 2025 and here you will mention the month. This is for the year and this is for the this. In this format you can mention the month. So for this again, this is the code for this and this is the code for submit button. Month, input type month, name is new input. Then we have, as you will mention the month, then the property of month control will be shown there. By just clicking on this button, you will get the calendar on the screen through which you can select it or you can type it yourself, month and the year. And by clicking on submit button, it will be redirected to the particular web page. So these are the multiple controls which we are discussing. With the combination of these controls, you can create your own form. One form can contain multiple types of controls. We are discussing each and every control one by one, specifically their property, how to define them, how to use them, and then as per the layout of your form, that a website developer has to decide what is the layout for the form. You will decide the layout for the form and then for the layout you can use the particular controls according to your choice and your requirements. Then another control is the week control, where we have week is given there. In this is for the input and this is for this. The type is the week. In the week you have to mention the specific date is there and the week will be there, which week in we are, third week, fourth week, according to the date and time you can give, and then new input, then you have to click on the submit button, then it will be submitted on your. Then we have a range control. Range control is very useful. Suppose we are giving and we are using the opinion for the users. So we will take the range from 1 to 10. If you have to justify some particular controls are there, opinion are there, then we have to justify, then you can give 1 out of 10, 2 out of 10, 10 out of 10. So range can be given. It is again requirement for the user, requirement for the information for which we are using the control. So range is in this control, this is the range control and this is the another for the submit button. Now in the range control, with the input tag, specify type is range. So as you will click on range, then this range box will be created. Now you have to specify the beginning point and ending point for the range. Initial point is from 0 to 10. Okay, if you click here, then it means 0, and if you click here, it is 5, it is 8. So this is the range criteria, and step is 1 by 1. When you will click on it, it will increase 1 by 1 and it will be decreased 1 by 1. So who will accept the information will be taken, the information will be taken according to your clicks. Then it is the 5, it is the 4, or it is the 10 out of 10. Step 1 means by clicking on once on the screen, one on this particular button, you will be increased 1 by 1, decreased 1 by 1. So this is the range box. User can use it to specify the range for the particular specific information. The value is given there 5. Right now it will be shown as the middle point 5, and the name is the new input, and then it will be submitted by again with the submit button. Submit button is the most frequently used button. It is used everywhere, and in the password box we use reset buttons also sometimes. Now we have email control. When user has to write, you must have seen sometimes as we write the email on a particular forms on the screen on the web pages, it is automatically converted in the blue color and it is underlined. So it make it different from the normal text. If you are writing your name, then press enter, nothing happens, your name will be shown in the black color and normal. But as you will write abc@gmail.com and just press the enter, automatically it comes in the blue color and underlined. It means it is the email address. So this is the property of that particular text that we have to define it at the side at the time of developing and designing the web pages. So email control accept only email values. This type is used for input fields that should contain an email address. If you try to submit a simple text, it forces you to enter only email address in example.form. Example.com format is there, email@example.com. So for this email, we have to specify this. Action is the redirection to a particular website. Then email is the input type email. So this email box will be created, and its property is basically its property and behavior is whatever will be written in this will be taken as a, it will check whether you are writing the normal text or email address, and after accepting and giving the email address, it will be converted in the blue color and the underline. It is basically its property, its behavior, it is in its nature. Then we click on the submit button, then it will be submitted. Now these are the different controls which we have used. So now there is a simple sample we will be creating. Suppose we start creating a form. Like first of all, we need to write the name of the applicant, name of the person. So for this name of the person, what type of control we need to create? This we have to decide. We will be taking the box which is known as the text box. Then we have to write the age. Then for the age, you can take a list box there, name list box, where we will put the name from 1 to 100 range you will give, and this is the list box. From this list box, user can choose the range. Then we have to write the date and time, date of joining basically. Then you have to use date and time control. Then here we are taking the hobbies, suppose. So in the hobbies, user can choose multiple options, more than one options can be selected. So in this we will take check boxes. Suppose there is the example of stream. If we are taking and accepting the stream from the user, then you will take radio buttons. From the radio buttons will be used when you have to select only one from the given choices. Then you need to write down the password. If you are creating the login form, then you will take the password control. If you are taking the remarks or you are taking the feedback, so in this feedback form you will take this longer box there, which is the text area is there. So in this way, as per the requirement of the information, you can decide the multiple controls. You need to write the date of joining, hobbies are there, streams are there, marital status, book is in the library, book is issued or not, you have submitted the fee or not. So depends on the, and this is very interactive and useful feature of the website designing, because everywhere in every website we need multiple forms to be created for registration, for accepting the information. So this is the very interactive and useful way which enhance the layout of your website, and in an interactive and interesting way user can input the information. So that's all for this form controls for this sessions. Now we have completed with the forms. All the controls of the forms we have discussed. Now we will be doing next topic in the another session. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.